Okay then, well, a lot more fishermen today. Let's go take a walk. I'm going to talk about mixing fasting, okay? I know a lot of people do intermittent fasting and ketogenic diets and for some reason water fasting. But what concerns me most is when you mix dry fasting with water fasting, because let me explain water fasting. It's really a water diet. You've tricked your body to deal with not having food by throwing something down your GI tract. And that comes with some issues. You know, a dry fast means you draw on fat cells, which is great. A water fast means you draw on muscle cells, which is not great. If you've ever tried to gain some weight in muscle mass and muscle weight, you'll know how hard it is and how long it takes. And we know how to do it. We can figure out how to do it really quickly in the Neogenesis book, this one here, that I talked about yesterday, and that's cool. Don't mix these fasts. You know, what we found out about intermittent fasting is on long-term intermittent fasting is a lifestyle. You end up losing muscle mass, losing testosterone, losing body mass, and that, like we talked about yesterday, is a no-no. So, there's a thing in medical science called being able to tolerate something. I'm sure you've probably heard it. Well, we can tolerate that. They can probably tolerate these drugs, this kind of stuff. Tolerating, okay, means it can't kill you or doesn't kill you. That's not really tolerating. You know, you can tolerate a water fast. And you can lose a bunch of muscle tissue and survive it and think you've done something. Not much, because you've reduced your body mass. Sorry, it takes a lot of effort to build back body mass. You can build back fat really fast. Just eat a bunch of bread and it'll just put that white fat right back on you. But you can't eat much to actually grow muscle like fat. You have to work muscle out and you have to exercise to do it. So water fasting strips you of minerals, it strips you of electrolytes, it uses up everything it possibly can in the body to keep you alive. That's not a safe way to fast. So when you mix the two, it gets even crazier. Because let's say you've done a dry fast and then you continue with a water fast. You don't eat yet, you don't reestablish your electrolytes. Not a good idea. Or go the other way. Let's do a water fast for a while and then try a dry fast. So you basically depleted yourself, ruined your muscle tissue by chewing it up to be able to make plasma glucose. Then you put yourself through the stress of a dry fast. That's a no-no. Don't mix fasts. Don't do this. Don't water fast. It's a dangerous way to restrict nutrients and calories in your body. It doesn't draw on the calories in your body held in fat. It draws on muscle tissue to break it down to keep you alive. See where I'm going with this? I mean, that's not the way to stay alive. But you can tolerate it. So what is toleration? Well, your body doesn't need to tolerate anything when your body does the work. And see, that's where I'm going with the dry fasting. It's a natural way that your body turns on these regenerative processes and fixes things, and it's great. It saves muscle tissue. It releases growth hormone, okay, and growth factors that make sure the muscles don't eat themselves. And it basically just takes the Randle cycle straight into fat metabolism, oxidative phosphorylation. So, you know, that's the way to go. Don't mix these fasts, please. I do not recommend it. I do not subscribe to such an idea. And you know me, I hate water fasts. They're the worst kind of thing you can do to yourself. And you'll notice when you try one, you get lots of headaches because, yeah, you're starving yourself of calories. You're starving your brain of calories. The brain isn't getting enough sugars. But it does when your brain gets ketones and free fatty acids and plasma glucose during a dry fast. See? Tolerate. You don't have to tolerate a dry fast. Your body does this stuff naturally in sleep anyway. A dry fast is just a lengthened sleep metabolism. You don't have to tolerate anything. Of course, it's easy. It's a little difficult and, you know, annoying. but it's not dangerous, as opposed to a water fast. You can tolerate it. You know, I guess a little bit of poison is okay. You know, you know, it's just the way you think about things and the way you've been taught about things, and that's probably the biggest thing I deal with as far as getting these messages across. Is a lot of things you've been taught really aren't correct, and they really are damaging to you. You need to get this book, okay, the Phoenix Protocol, Dry Fasting for Rapid Healing and Radical Life Extension. Learn how to dry fast. Learn why you dry fast. Learn why not to water fast. And stop that. I mean, stop it. You know why. Don't take my advice. Get the book, learn something, and know why you don't want to do things. And also know what the right things to do are. Anyway, that's the message today. Think for yourself, be yourself, and realize that you're the master of your fate. So take command, take control. You know, I know you can do it. Thousands of people have already that watch my channel. And if you're first viewing this, there's some videos below you might want to check out that talks about dry fasting. I do these little beach walks in the morning because it's easier to get a few ideas across daily. And it's easy for me to put them up and get the message out to you guys. Anyway, look, I love you. I love the fact that you're watching this crazy stuff. Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. It really improves these things called algorithms that YouTube uses to push things around. And don't forget, I'm also on Rumble for topics I really can't discuss here. So anyway, that's it for the day. It's really flat out there. Anyway, see you later.